Lights, camera, action.
In the video, I will show you how to insert an element of an array of integer values. Let's say that you have an array that can hold only 10 values. It already contains 4, and you want to insert a new element. So automatically, this element will be the fifth one, and it will be at the fifth position. Now, you have to determine where to put the new value. Since the indexing in the arrays starts from 0, the new value will be automatically at position 4. And it's equal to the exact number of elements already existing in the array. So in order to insert a new value in an array, we have to know the actual number of elements already existing in the array and the maximum size or elements that it can hold. In our code, we will use the C language. We will run it on Ubuntu, and we will use the Genie editor. You can use any editor you want. You can also run your code on Windows if you have the C compiler already installed. First, we are going to add out the includes. Then we will define the maximum number of elements of our array. Then we will define the maximum number of elements of the array. For example, we are going to name it array length. Let's define it to 200. Then we will define our function. We are going to name it add element to array. It's going to take three parameters. First, the array of int, then the number or the actual number of the elements, and finally the element to add. So array is the array of the element to add to, meant to add to the new value, n is the actual size of the array, and finally element to add, which is simply the element to add to our array. We could use an array of floats, or we could use an array of floats, but we decided to have an array of ints, which is not wrong. So the function will first check the the function will return the number of the new number of the array's elements. Our function will first check the size of the array, and of the array, and see if it's possible to add a new element by simply using an if condition or an if instruction. If n is equal to the array length, we're gonna just return the actual number of elements without doing any modification. If the array is not full, which means that there is more space to add in, we are going to simply insert the new element at the final so if the array is not full, we are going to simply add the element after insert the new element after the new element after the last element of the array. And return increment the actual number of elements and return this new value. Then now we are going to define our main function, which we'll call our add element function. Main. We are not going to give to it any argument. We simply declare our array, and which will have the array length, size, and initialize it to some values. We are just trying to test our function, so it's okay to initialize the array this way. Then declare the element to add. We are going to affect to it, for example, or not the element, yeah, we are going to now and initialize the actual number of the elements, since we have only 4 elements, so n will be equal to 4. Then declare the element that we are going to add. Let's say we want to add or insert the value -5 to our array, so we are going to simply affect to the actual size of the element, the array, the result of our add function by giving to it, or add element array, in fact we name it add element array, by giving to it our array, the actual size of element, and the element to add. We can check the new value of n, the new number of elements is equal to and we will print n. We will compile our function and run it. The new number of element is 5. Why? Because we were able to add element. For example, if we print this element, printf array we are not going to print the element at the index 5, but the value at the index -1, size -1, and see what will happen. Okay, it's the new value equal There are two elements that we can do differently in our code. The first one is the return statement. As we see in here in the code, there are two same statements of return. We return the value of n. The second problem is that when we inserted the new value in the array was modified from the function itself, but the new actual number of elements existing in the array was modified only when returning from the function. Now we will modify the code to solve these two issues. For the first one, we will simply replace the condition statement, and for the second one, we will pass to the function a pointer to the actual number of elements instead of passing the value itself. This way, it will be automatically modified from the function. So the first modification we are going to do concerns this return statement. Instead of having two return, we will have only one. To do this, we will simply change the condition statement by strictly inferior to n, to the array length, and we will delete this return statement. So if the condition is true, we can insert our element. If it's not the case, we will not do anything, and we will return the value of n as it is, or as it was. So the new size of the array is 5, and the value of the inserted element is equal to -5. Now we will modify the parameter passed to the add to array function to solve the issue of the delay between the modification of the array and the actual number of elements. So the function will not return anything, it will simply modify the value of n. So instead of passing to it the content of n, we pass to it the address of n, and here n will be pointed to int. Here the function will be of type void, and we will say if the content of n is strictly inferior to the array length. Same with the index, and here also we will increment not n but its content, and instead of returning a value, we will simply let things as they are. Now we can test our code again. Same values. The new size of the array is 5, and the value of the inserted element is equal to -5. I hope that you found this video useful. If you have any question about the content, please let me know in the comment below. Bye.